Here we are again, Hornets. We are now on page 235. We are working in our Ready Language Handbook, lesson 3, working on adverb phrases and clauses. You've already taken notes from the top part of this workbook page in your source book, going over phrases and clauses. And keep in mind that a phrase is just a group of words. A clause is a group of words that has a subject and a verb. It's made up a lot of phrases. So just keep in mind that a clause is made up of phrases. Okay. And it's got to have a subject and a verb. This week we're talking about adverb phrases and clauses. And just like an adverb in a normal sentence is a part of speech, an adverb's job is to modify a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. Well, let's look at what it's doing in these answers, these guided practice questions. Your instructions tell us to circle the word in each sentence that the underlined phrase or clause modifies. So then we're going to write how, when, where, why next to explain what the phrase or clause tells. So number 1, I've got goalies are the only players who touch the ball with their hands. So I've got my subject is goalies. Are is my verb. Only players who touch the ball. Who touch the ball with their hands. It's another subject and another verb. The ball with their hands is a prepositional phrase. Okay. All right. So, and this is what we're looking for. Remember, you've got 3 questions you can ask. How, when, where, or why. So, when it's got to describe a noun, it cannot describe a noun or a pronoun. It has to describe a verb, an adjective, or another adverb, which means we can cross this out. They can't describe that. It also can't describe the players, can't describe who, it can't describe the word ball. So that leaves us with an are only, technically, touch. That's also because it can be a verb. So how are they doing this? Well, they're using their hands. How are they getting to the ball? Well, they have to touch it. So this is going to describe touch. So we're going to circle touch, and we're going to write how down here in the blank. Number 2, as the ball comes toward the goalie moves quickly. Well, my subject is the goalie. It's just one line. What does he do? He moves. Well, I've got as the ball comes toward the goal. What happens? I mean, it's when that's right, when he moves. And there you go. It is when. Number 3, if necessary, the goalie dives onto the ground. The goalie, what does he do? He dives onto the ground. But this is asking us where he dives, and he dives onto the ground. Woohoo! Where? Number 4, sometimes the other team scores because the ball gets past the goalie. Well, let's see. I've got the entire clause right here because by the way, this is a what kind of clause? Good job. It is a dependent clause. Because the ball gets past the goalie is telling us why the other team scores. So it's going to be modifying scores right there, and it's answering that question, why? And number 5 says, when the game is over after then the game is over after 2 halves of play. Well, then I've got another, let's see, that's a prepositional phrase. After 2 halves of play. Woo. And this phrase is telling us when it's going to be over. So that means it's going to be modifying the word over and answering the question, when? All right. So keep in mind that often an adverb phrase or clause immediately follows the word it modifies. Okay. So that's always a good place to look. The phrase or clause may also come at the beginning of the sentence before the modified word, but a lot of times we want to make sure we're looking up here at this one first. Okay. If you have any questions, guys, let me know.